Kia ora. Welcome. Talofa. Making me nervous having that guy sitting behind you. My name is Longo. I'm from Wellington. I'm in the Papakowhai ward in the Porirua Stake. I think that's the real Zion down there. Welcome to Eat to Live and to my class. Hopefully you'll learn something today. Whatever it is, just apply it little step at a time. Okay. I'm the eldest of 7 children. I'm the one of 2 members in my family. Well, my sister is less active at the moment, but yeah. So all my family are non-members pretty much. I used to be a hairdresser. I was a hairdresser for 29 years until one of my youngest brother got really sick. So the more I looked into food, the more I was interested in nutrition. So I gave up that hairdressing life and went and restudied. And then here I am today, hopefully trying to make a difference in other people's lives. I work closely with our Pacific community in the Wellington area, in particular the Porirua area. I work closely with type 2 diabetes and patients, and also some heart patients as well. So trying to work on their nutrition. I contract to the CCDHB, which is the Wellington Hospital, and also to Whanau Manaki in the Porirua area, which working closely with children and their health. So let's get started, shall we? My program is actually, I don't tell people what to eat. I actually try and educate them with the whatever they're eating, the effects of food on what it has on their bodies. So the good thing about us is we have the gospel in our lives. We have the word of wisdom. We have scriptures telling us why we should eat properly, how to look after our bodies. Did that change? Okay, so in 1 Corinthians, can someone read that out, please? Yep.
Know ye not that ye are the temple of God, and that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you? If any man defile the temple of God, whom shall God destroy?
Yeah.
The temple of God is holy, which temple ye are.
Yeah. So, as I said before, we in the gospel, we have these truths. You know, we don't partake of smoking or drinking or doing any drugs, but Satan knows how to get us in other ways. And one of those is sugar. In actual fact, sugar is the deadly to us members. I always cringe when we go to a church function and they have all these cakes and all these sweets and high fatty foods, and then someone will bless the food that it may nourish our bodies. I'm scratching my head. So today I'm going to look at the effects of sugar. So the food, what you see up there, is not to eat, but to actually teach how it affects the body. Okay. Because Satan is miserable without a body, he wants us to be miserable because of ours. Your body is your personal temple created to house your eternal spirit. That was President M. Nelson in the April this year General Conference. So we're also grateful for the Doctrine and Covenants. The verse 4 always gets me, and it reads, "Behold, verily, thus saith the Lord unto you, in consequence of evil and designs which do and will exist in the hearts of conspiring men in the last days." So when we walk into a supermarket or a cafe or a restaurant, there's always, especially in a supermarket, they know how to get at our kids. So they specifically place some sort of items around the supermarket so that kids can go for it. And when they go for it, usually parents, they give in to what the kids want and end up buying it. Little do they know how much effect it has on that child, whatever they're getting, especially if it's high in sugar. I'm currently working with a 12-year-old who's not well, type 2 diabetes, and also has heart issues, all from eating. So these kind of diseases doesn't discriminate between age or culture. Okay. So the Lord has given us and has warned us of what we need to watch out for. Okay. So in this seminar, our aim is to talk about how to change your mindset. Often when we go on a diet or cut out certain foods, we actually cut everything out. But little do we know, if we incorporate what we love together with healthy eating, that's more of a sustainable way of doing it rather than cutting everything out. So put up your hand if you've cut everything out and then a week later you've gone back to it. Yeah. Yeah, so it's about creating healthy habits. It takes 21 days to create one new habit and then another 21 days to maintain that one new habit. So rather than trying to cut everything out, you create one new habit, because that changes the focus on to that one new habit. So if you focus on that one new habit, by the end of the 6 weeks, you would have created one and maintained that one new habit. So if for every weeks in 6 weeks, you create and maintain one new habit, by the end of 6 weeks, you would have created and maintained 3 new habits. And you'll totally forget about all the old habits that you used to have. So, okay. We're going to look at the importance of changing mindset and then implement ways to how to change your mindset. Okay. And then we'll do a quick activity and then look at the effects of sugar on the body and benefits of balanced eating. Throughout this seminar, we're going to look at the promises that Heavenly Father has given us through the Doctrine and Covenants 89, and we'll read that later on. Okay. So, like I've said before, it takes 21 days to create one new habit, and then another 21 days to maintain one new habit. So how do we learn? How do we learn? How do you learn? Reading? Just reading? Talking? Observing? Yeah. Influences, we learn through influence. So influence determine how we think. Our thoughts determine our actions determine our feelings, and our feelings determine our decisions. So we can also be influenced by smell. And I say that because sometimes when I drive past KFC, and I don't know if they spray something in the air, and as soon as you smell it, it kind of embeds a thought in my, throughout the whole day or for the rest of the day, KFC, KFC, KFC. So I don't cave in, but I know others have. So it's when you're influenced by smell, you tend to act on those thoughts, and when you do, you make that decision to actually have it. And as President Monson would say, you are free to choose what you want to do, but you're not free to choose the consequence of that choice. So if you eat KFC all the time, well, the consequence is pretty damaging in your body. Okay, it's about habits, like I've said before. Okay, 80-20. Who's seen this 80-20 before? Okay, so it's 80% eating and 20% exercise. So you don't really need to exercise as much. All you need to do is focus on eating, and you'll be able to get your results. You can also apply the 80-20 rule on your eating. So if you eat 4 times a day, if you eat good 80% of the time and have that one cheat meal, that's 20% of the time. So you're incorporating what you love together with healthy eating. That's a sustainable way of doing it rather than trying to cut everything out. And of course, it comes down to balance and portion control as well. Okay. Gordon B. Hinckley said, it's about 100% attitude. Sometimes the solution is not to change our circumstance, but to change our attitude towards the circumstance. So everything comes down to attitude. Okay. All right. So if you decided to go on a health buzz, okay, you first have to change your mindset. Before you can change how you look and how you feel, you have to change your mindset. And then you have to action it out. And what can we do to action that mindset change? Well, goal setting. You have to set some goals. Okay. going on a journey. It requires you to involve as many people as you possibly can to go on that journey. Tell your work colleagues, tell your family, all your relatives, all your friends, because they will help you in those times of need. Okay. It's about preparation, preparing to go on that journey. What do you need to do to prepare? Healthy habits, creating healthy habits, healthy eating, exercise, only 20% exercise. Going for like a long walk is considered exercise. You don't have to go to the gym. The good thing about walking is that when you walk, you're actually burning actual fat, body fat, and maintaining muscle. So muscle you need to maintain and keep muscle, because the more muscle you carry, the less body fat you have. Okay, because muscle is a high maintenance tissue. You need it all the time. Okay, it's about holding yourself accountable. So if you decide to have that piece of cake, enjoy it. Don't kick yourself in the gut for, I shouldn't have had that. Enjoy every moment of it, but move forward. 2 things you can do. 1, drink lots of water, because that will break down the sugar quicker, and use the extra energy to go for a long walk. Okay. From there, you get results. Okay. Results equals progress. Progress leads to sustainability. Okay. And it's a constant cycle. No matter where you start, it's always constant. So remember if you want to change how you look, you got to first change your mindset. Okay. So action changes things, a lot of things. You're more than welcome to do feedback or say something or ask questions. Kind of helps me. Okay. That word change, okay? We have to choose to change first, okay? By creating new habits, changing our attitude, okay? You got to think of yourself, is it necessary to change? What would happen if you don't change? What direction are you heading to if you don't change? Okay. And it's never too late to change. Whether you're healthy or unhealthy, it's never too late. Setting some goals, okay, goal setting. And this is a big one, endure. It's very hard to endure. Okay. We're always taught in the gospel that to endure all things, because our end goal is to live with Heavenly Father. And it's the same with anything that we do in life, even if you're going on a healthy eating buzz, is to endure. Okay. Again, this is a constant cycle as well. Okay. Okay. I saw this quote a couple of weeks ago, and it was by President Russell M. Nelson. Stick to your task until it sticks to you. Beginners are many, but enders are few. Honor, power, place, and praise will always come to the one who stays. Stick to your task until it sticks to you. Bend at it, sweat at it, smile at it too, for out of the bend and the sweat and the smile will come life's victory after a while. So again, in order to make the difference in how you want to look, first change your mindset and really sticking to it. Your body craves what you feed it all the time. So make the necessary adjustments to make a change or make a difference, really. Okay. And then action it. So it's really important that you act, because thinking about it and not doing anything about it, and if we liken it into scriptures, faith is a principle of action. So if you think you want to change your mindset and you don't do anything about it, it's not going to work. So you have to actually go out there and do the work. And it's important to act and not be acted upon. Okay. Because often we rely on others to hold our hand, to take us to a full walk, or to make that healthy meal. Because sometimes you're going to be tired, because I'll just have some KFC or McDonald's. So it's really important that you act rather than acted upon. Okay. From there, you'll get the results that you need. Okay. Make it about you. What is your goal? Okay? What is your goal? Do you have a goal? What motivates you? Yep. Yeah. Okay, so you've got your motivation, that's pretty much your why. Okay? And then the end goal is to keep up with your kids. Yeah. So it's make it about you. Motivate yourself knowing your end goal. Okay. Who's seen this before? SMART goals. Yeah? What's the S for? Specific. Are your goals specific? The M? Measures. Is it measurable? And what measures are you going to apply? Okay. Action. When are you going to action it out? And what actions are needed to do to get the specific goal that you've just set? What's the R? Results. Or realistic? Are your goals realistic? Often we set goals that are not realistic, and when we don't achieve them, it's kind of, who's done that before? Yeah, I have. I've set myself goals, like especially in the first of January. I tend to, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and then a week later, okay, you know. So make it realistic. The T, time bound. Okay, put a time on it. So pretty much that's what SMART goals are. So today, this is my take on it. Smarter me. Okay. The E, evaluate. Always evaluate. No matter where you are in that SMART goals, evaluate. Because from there, you'll be able to reflect. Growth comes when you evaluate yourself and reflect on what you've done. Okay. And again, motivation and end goal. So smarter you, smarter me. Okay. Any questions? Cool. Moving along. So this is a picture of your brain. I'm just going to touch just briefly on what it does. So your brain makes up 2% body weight, but it consumes up to 35% of the nutrients you put into your body. That's a lot. Okay. So every time you eat something, the brain takes 35%, up to 35% of the nutrients that you eat, regardless of whether it's bad food or good food. Okay. So every time you eat something, the receptors, which sits around on the outside of your brain, they take in those nutrients. Okay. And to enhance those receptors, the type of foods that you should be having are your lean protein, good fats, your monounsaturated fats, avocado, your olive oils, peanuts, any kind of raw, okay, and vegetables like your cellulose carbs, salads, broccoli, cauliflower, and all that kind of stuff, okay. And it sends an electric current down to that little thing in that yellow thing. Oh, can't see it. It's called the hypothalamus, okay. So the hypothalamus, or the pleasure center, is in the bottom of your brain. And it's located at the base of your brain, okay? So, and it produces hormones that sends out endorphins. Endorphins reduce pain and trigger positive feelings, okay? And then dopamine for your emotions and sensations of pleasure. And this is the big one, serotonin, which controls our moods, calms us, either makes us happy or sad. So imagine if you were eating high sugar diet as compared to, so you eat a piece of cake and then you eat a potato, okay? The brain does not recognize the difference. The cake, potato equates to sugar. The difference is the potato feeds the good nutrients that will enhance the serotonin level. So sugar is sugar. Does that make a difference? Does that make sense? Okay. So healthy food intake equals a healthy brain. Nutritional status can directly affect mental capacity amongst children as well as adults. Okay. A healthy diet is protective, an unhealthy diet is a risk factor for depression and anxiety. Don't get me wrong, there are other factors behind depression as well, but we can definitely help how we feel by changing our diet into more of a balanced diet. Eat your lean protein, a lot of vegetables, because that'll help you as well. Okay. So 3 ways that food influences learning and performances. Okay. Better behaviors and better learning environment, increase brain power, and better performance and positive outcomes. Okay. So in the Doctrine and Covenants, 89, verse 18 and 19, I just want you to read that, what's highlighted in the red. And all saints who remember to keep and do these sayings, walking in obedience to the commandments, shall find wisdom and great treasures of knowledge, even hidden treasures. So if you eat clean, eat your vegetables, lean protein, you'll have clarity in your mind. Okay. All right, moving along. So up on my right there's some products. I want you guys to go up there and not without reading the label, figure out how many sugars there are in those products. So 1 cube equates to 1 teaspoon of sugar. I'll give you guys 2 minutes. Yep. Longo. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Are you living up here? You look really familiar. You look really familiar.
Yeah, Peter.
Oh. Okay.
My brother was Tata.
Yeah.
And Hori is the president.
Yeah. Ah, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Okay.
It was a lovely introduction.
Oh, thank you. 1 more minute. All right. Are we about ready? Did we do it all? Did we? Oh. You're supposed to put how many cubes of sugar in next to the products. Yeah. You don't need to open the M&Ms to find out. Yeah, without reading the labels. Yeah. All right, 10 seconds. Remember which one you put the sugar in and remember how much sugar you put in. Okay, let's carry on. Make sure you count them. All right, let's move on. Okay. So, did anyone choose this product, the Nutri-Grain? How many did you have? 7. 70. Well, this has 40 cubes of sugar in that whole box. Okay. All right. The M&Ms. Did anyone do the M&Ms? 95 cubes of sugar in the M&Ms. Okay. This is the most common in all our. There's a lot in that? Yeah. So working in the community, this is what I find the most in their pantry. And so they'll put 2 in their kids' lunchbox. Then they get home and they'll have another 2, okay? This has 18.6 cubes of sugar. No, for the whole box. And it's only 240 gram box. So there's 6 in the box. I think it's only like 30 grams altogether in the box. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Another one, a classic example is the hot chocolate. That's got a tick on it as well. No. Milo has a tick on it as well. Okay. Who has, did anyone do the less snacks? This has 23 cubes of sugar in it. Okay. Yeah. Okay, the 250 grams of pasta, did anyone do that? So this 250 grams of pasta has 32 cubes of sugar. That's 1 cup of sugar. When you convert that into sugar, it equates to 1 cup of sugar. 250 grams. Okay. The rice, did anyone do the rice? White rice. This is 200 grams of white rice. Yep. The rice. Rice is rice. Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, no, it's not silly at all. Yeah. So this has 1 cup of sugar as well, white rice, when you convert it into sugar. No. So your better option will be black rice. And when I say black, it doesn't mean putting black sauce on that white rice. Okay? You can actually buy black rice. Okay. Yep, red rice. Yep. Yep. That's where you're getting that from. Yeah. So how you measure sugar is in the glycemic index. So when you convert rice or high density carbs into GI, yeah. So all carbs equates to sugar, okay? And carbs, what's considered a carb? Anything that grows underground and above ground is all carbs. Your lettuce, your tomatoes, your fruit, they're all carbs, okay? Up and Go, did anyone do the Up and Go? This is another common product in 40, 11. But it's only, no, that's 200 mils of Up and Go. My daughter loves this. She'll have it in the morning and the afternoon. Yeah. The noodles. Did anyone do the noodles? This has got 9 cubes of sugar. It's the sugar. The Vogel's crunchy clusters, 80 cubes in that box. Yeah. The muesli, this has really surprised me, this one. 143 cubes of sugar. Yeah. 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 The reason why it's so high in sugar is because of all the carbs in there, including the dried fruit. That's where most of the sugar comes from, the dried fruit. The noodles, the whole there, 35 cubes of sugar. This is the 2.25 litre. Who drinks this? Don't be shy. Put your hand up if you do. 60 cubes of sugar for 2.25. Okay. The 1.5 litre, 40 cubes. Yeah. I think in the Eat Healthy, Be Active, it shows you how long do you have to exercise to burn that 1.5. I think it was something like 4 hours to walk. Yeah. Crazy, eh? Who walks for 4 hours? Can't even walk for an hour. Yep. Oh, it doesn't matter if it's once. If you drank the whole bottle full stop. Yeah. Regardless of whether you're breaking the store with. Yeah. Yeah. The flavored chocolate milk. Okay. The 1 liter flavored milk, 25 cubes of sugar. Okay. So there are 4 types of sugar. Okay. Glucose, fructose, lactose, and sucrose. So glucose comes from your cellulose carbs and high-density carbs, such as your potatoes, your bananas, fruit, lettuce. Fructose comes from all the fruit. Lactose from dairy. And sucrose is pretty much a combination of glucose and fructose. So it's a sweetener, a natural sweetener. So those are 4 types of sugar, but there are over 16 different names for sugar. There they are. Sometimes when you read a label and it says 0 sugar, but they'll have either 1 or 2 of these names in there, hidden in there. It's really smart how they do it. Wow. Do you know how much? The liter? 2 liters. Yeah. 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 Then I don't drink milk, so I'm actually lactose intolerant. So yeah. Okay. So what do you think happens to excess sugar that's stored in your body? Yeah. So you see that round thing sticking out down the bottom there? Most of that is called visceral fat. Okay, it sits around our stomach and it's mainly around your organs. It's the most dangerous fat, but yet it's the easiest fat to lose. You don't even have to exercise to lose that. You just need to change how you eat. Portion control, balanced meal, and you'll be able to lose that. Okay. So I'm going to show you what sugar does to your body. Okay. Who had that? I just had lunch and there was a Snickers bar in there. I didn't eat it. It's still in my lunch bag. So who had the Snickers bar? Put your hand up, please. Okay. I'm going to explain to you what that Snickers bar is doing to your body right now. Okay. So you're eating that Snickers bar right now. Your blood sugar levels are climbing. And within the next 10, 15 minutes, they'll be high. Okay. When that happens, your pancreas gets inflamed and it releases insulin. Okay. So depending on how much sugar you ate, so if you had 2 of those Snickers bar, so it would have taken 30 minutes and that's really, really quick. Okay. That's called inflammation. That spike in your sugar levels is called inflammation. So if you suffer from arthritis, eczema, asthma, it's all due to inflammation. Inflammation is it stems from what we put into our bodies. Okay. So when that happens, your pancreas gets inflamed and it releases insulin to counter that sugar. If you're diabetic, that spike in blood sugar levels is quite dangerous. So that's why they inject themselves with the insulin. Okay. So it's up there for 60 to 90 minutes and then it rapidly drops as well. So naturally your insulin levels, they also drop. And that 2-hour mark, and again, 2 things will happen to you. 1, you'll probably not off to sleep. Okay. You'll probably disappear to your car, have a quick 10-minute nap. And when you wake up, you're going to want something sweet. Okay. So you reach for that second Snickers bar that. Okay. So it's a vicious cycle. Once you have that Snickers bar, it just goes up and down again. You're back to square one. So if you're eating like this, say 4 meals a day, okay, times that by 7 days a week, times that by 52 weeks, and then times that by 20 years or 10 years. Eventually your pancreas slows down the production of insulin. Then usually when that happens, you're pre-diabetic. So you go to your doctor, they prescribe you metformin to start with. And if you don't change the way you eat, then they'll put you on the insulin shots. Once they put you on the insulin shots, there's no turning back. You have to.
The 12-year-old that you described earlier, how long is that, I guess, that body process happen before you actually have to take it in treatment?
Oh, yeah.
It seems like you must have accelerated.
So, no, because of their eating, the types of food that they were eating in their families, so that kind of disease does not discriminate how old you are, or because of all the years of sugary and processed food. And
So it's also because the body is so young,
mm,
it would have a more of an accelerated picture.
no, yeah, okay. So it's about balance eating. How to control this is creating balance eating. What is your protein? What is your carb? And what is your fat? Okay. So 1 teaspoon equates to 4.2 grams of sugar. Okay. Okay. Benefits of balance eating? Well, balance in all things is about making smart, healthy choices. So it's about eating your fruits, your veggies, your salads, because these are the types of food that will protect you. Okay. These are what you call cellulose carbs. So when you do, make it colorful. The more colors you add into your food, the better it is for you. You know, if you don't like salads, do what I do, chuck my fruit in there. I often add pears and blueberries and strawberries into my salad, so I'm eating all my intake all at once. Okay. It's also about high density carbs, so you need these to get your energy levels up. Okay. Often I've heard people, oh, I'm going to cut carbs out. No, that's the wrong way of going about it, because they want to lose what you see on the scale. They'll cut this out. In actual fact, you're doing more damage to your body if you cut these out than if you were to still have them. Okay, but again, portion control and go for the better option. Okay, these are simple carbs. Okay, I don't recommend it, but you know, now and again have it, but not every day. Yeah. What's that? Ice cream. That's considered as simple carbs. Yeah. It is in this area, the simple carb. Yeah. I'll add it on. Thank you for pointing that out. Yeah. Yeah. That's because you use what you feed it all the time.
What I've tried to do is cut it in twice a week.
Oh.
Eat all week, 7 days. But I've tried to cut it down to 2 days. And then I seem to enjoy it more by having it less.
Yeah. Okay. So the functions of carbs gives you energy. They're the principal source of short burst energy and most important for fuel and for exercise. It converts into glucose and is used for energy and also needed for development of our brain cells. So every time you eat carbs, it converts into glucose. Whatever's left over, it gets stored in your liver and in your muscle as glycogen. So glycogen kicks in when your glucose levels are depleted. So they call it these days the second wind. So when you're going for a walk or you're going for exercise and all of a sudden you get that burst of energy, that's actually glycogen kicking in. Okay. So the more you exercise, the more glycogen you get stored in your liver and in your muscle. Okay. Protein, well, you get your protein from anything that walks, anything that runs around, okay? And also there's plant-based protein. I don't really eat, actually I don't eat meat at all. I just eat fish and beans. It's preference really. Usually have it in a curry. I make it in a curry with coconut milk, yeah. Or chuck it in a salad. Okay. And then there's fat as well. Okay. So we're running out of time, but primary function of protein, okay, so growth and repair of muscle tissue. So like I said earlier, muscle is a high maintenance tissue, so you need it for everyday things, such as walking, picking up stuff, running, carrying our kids, so we need it. When we get to the age of 23, the older we get, the more muscle we lose. So we need to build, strengthen, and maintain muscle. Okay, so the only way we can maintain muscle is through protein. Okay. It creates neurotransmitters for our brain. It's also a transport function, so it carries all the nutrients around the body. Okay. It's a hormonal function which produces insulin, so that's really, really important. Okay. It's an immune function, so it has all the nutrients that, so you know the old days when your mum used to make you that chicken soup when you're sick, it does help. It's a buffering function, so it maintains pH balance of the blood, and it's the most satisfying nutrient. It keeps us fuller longer. Okay. It can provide small energy for source of energy. Okay. So pretty much protein converts into amino acids, which turns to muscle. Okay. Fat. Well, fat is crucial for life. Okay. Functions of fat. Fat oxidizes in the body to provide energy for cells. So we have millions of cells in our body, and they too need to be fed. And fat is the only way that those cells will be fed. It's a real dense, fat is really dense. So you take 1 gram of protein equates to 4 calories, and 1 gram of fat equates to 9 calories. That's how dense fat is. Okay. And makes your food taste good. That adds flavor to our food. Otherwise, our food will be bland. It provides essential fatty acids. It carries soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K. And it carries antioxidants around the body as well. Okay. It provides insulation to the body by preventing heat loss. And it carries messages to the brain. One of those messages that it carries to the brain is that it tells you that you had enough to eat. So that's one of the important ones. And it slows down the rising of your blood sugar levels. Okay. And the type of fats that you should be having are your polyunsaturated fats and also your monounsaturated fats. These are your preferred fats that you should be having. Okay. So fat converts into vital molecules, okay, which turns into good cholesterol. So we know what this diagram does, okay? Okay, so how do we counter this? Well, by having a balanced meal. So every time you have a meal, what is your protein, what is your carb, and what is your fat? Whether it be your breakfast, your snacks, your lunch, or your dinner, always pay attention what it is that you're having, okay? And this is what actually happens to your body. So your sugar levels, because of the carbs that you're having, your sugar levels will spike, okay? Your pancreas gets inflamed and insulin gets released to counter that sugar. But because of the fat actually slows down the rising of your sugar levels and your insulin levels. So every time you have a balanced meal, your sugar levels and your insulin levels are actually stabilizing. So you're not actually in that danger zone anymore. You're not getting those cravings after a couple of hours. You're not falling asleep in between your meals. Okay. Your thinking clarity will be a lot better as well. By eating all three groups every day gives your body all the nutrients that it needs. So remember, what is your protein? What is your carb? What is your fat? Okay. Control your portions. Okay. So this is your plate. You measure your food by that inner circle, not all the way to the brim. Okay. All right. Half of your plate is made up of veggies and fruit. A quarter of it is your protein, and the other quarter is your dense carbs. Okay. And remember, it's the inner circle, not the bigger circle. Okay. All right. It's about following an okay balanced plan with consistency rather than a perfect restricted plan inconsistently. Don't restrict yourself, because you'll end up falling off the wagon. Okay. So understand it's a journey, not a race. Set daily goals. Don't let one mistake turn into many. Like I said, if you feel like having that ice cream or the Snickers bar, have it, enjoy it, increase your water intake, and use the extra energy to go for a long walk. Okay. Focus on consistency, not perfection. Okay. And focus on moderation and not restriction. Okay. So small steps lead to change. And this is the scripture that I was talking about earlier on. Can someone read that out, that last two verses out for him, please?
And shall run and not be weary, and shall walk and not faint. I, the Lord, give unto them a promise that the destroying angel shall cast them by, as the children of Israel will not slay them.
So the promise is there for us. We have scripture. We know what we need to do, what we need to do. But first you've got to change your mindset. Thank you. So, the notes I believe will be on the website. So just go on there and download the notes. Yep. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Do you want a Twix? Any questions? Sorry, I forgot. Do you guys have any questions? Yep. Tara?
Obviously moderation, but as a carbohydrate compared to potatoes or sweet potatoes, how would you recommend?
It's preference, really. It's preference. But I wouldn't recommend it if you're diabetic because it's high in potassium. Yeah, I would cut that out if someone was diabetic. Banana is the same. Yeah. Water? So for your, I would recommend 1.7 liters of water for you and get the rest of it, 0.7 from your food. Yeah. So that works out to be 2.5 to, liters of water. Unless you're on medication that controls your water intake. Yeah.
Which is the lesser evil sugar. I know sugar I hear that, but I'd like to think that these are lesser evil.
I would say stevia. Stevia, your natural sugar. It's a natural sweetener.
So should water intake be based on her size or weight?
What's that?
Should water intake be based on her weight?
No. Yeah.
2.5 liters?
2.5. No, for men is 2.7 in the actual water and 0.5 from the food. Yeah, 1.7 for water and 0.7 for food. Did you have one?
Oh, yeah, I did that. Just as the Twix. If I did take the Twix, I just dilute it with water when I eat it.
So what I would do is I'll make it balanced. So I would have the Twix and then maybe some cheese with it, because Twix is actually your carbs, because it's a simple carb, and cheese is your fat and your protein. So it's all about balance. So I would eat the cheese first and then the Twix after. You're welcome. Thank you, guys. Pardon? Yeah. Like in terms of, I would have it one straight after the other. Yeah, because it's all about balance. Because if you're without it, if you just eat the Twix and then an hour later have the cheese, that's not a balanced meal. Yeah, yeah.
The good doctors in Christchurch had 10 years of a blitz on too much sugar.
Yeah.